This is Rojo, star of the Nobodies, and this is a show for the Nobodies, where we celebrate babies living down the street, hanging with the people that live like me. Nah, this is the show where we celebrate the average person doing amazing things. And this is the show for the Nobodies. This is too short, just another day, and we just rocking and getting the party started. And but it's not just another day, is it? No, this is a day of achievement, great achievement. This is where we're gonna discuss a hot topic. It's a hot topic, and it's men versus women. You know, it seemed to be. It seems like sometimes out here it's a competition. Men always feel like they're getting put down. Women always feel like they're getting put aside. And when it comes down to it, both of those hold true. Both of those hold some reality to it, and it's contributing to the division of the families, and why we're not bonded, as one unit, and why now as you look around and look at the things going on with single parent family households, it's got a lot. It's got everything to do with the division of men versus women. And it's a lot of contributing factors to that, and we're going to cover that in future shows come too. Now, after this show here, we're going to be moving to different sets, and I told you I had something very special coming up for you here in the up and coming shows, and that is definitely on tap for sure. But today's show we're going to talk about men versus women, and I will ask you to do one thing for me, and I ask you to do things for me on occasion. Hey, you do something for me, I do something for you. I try to be here for you, and we try to become one. And then what I ask you to do in return is try to, build a better America. And so what I'm asking you to do today is compliment a man, lift a man's spirit up today. That is a very rare thing that's doesn't happen anymore in this day and time. We want to start lifting our men up. If we could change the vibe of America and start lifting our men up, because men always feel like, they're so used to being put down, they feel like why even bother, a lot of them do. And they just, and it might seem like to society that men in some realms have given up, and they feel like, hey, well, he's no good, he's no man, he's not a man, all these different, connotations that's put on stigmas that's put on the male gender. And we can change that vibe, and we can start making our men, and I am a man, we can start changing the vibe and start making men feel like, hey, they are viable in this society. Not just castaways because they're not living up to certain expectations. And a lot of times you'll find that when you don't put certain expectations on people in a certain way, let me make sure I phrase that right. When you don't put certain expectations on an individual a certain way, they tend to live up to their expectations anyway. Because they feel like, hey, what difference does it make? There is no boundaries. I'm not in a box, and today we have put men in a box by the way that we have categorized them and categorized them as failures in a lot of senses, and and so let's change the rhythm of the rhyme, and let's today uplift a male in your area, in your life. Say something to bring his spirits to new heights, and continue to build up on that. And hopefully, you may look up and see a different person than you had categorized that individual as. Now, on the flip side of that, we got to make sure we do the same with our women. We got to treat our women better than we sometimes do. Women are the linchpin of society. Let's just call it what it is. They're mature, about 15 years old. Let's get real. A lot of them are more mature sometimes than a 40-year-old man. Hey, that's just natural evolution. I didn't come up with that. That's just where it goes. And so And the thing is, they are. We do have them raising a lot of our children, on their own. We do have a woman. It's funny thing about a woman. A woman will turn around here and get two jobs, two or three jobs, work at McDonald's, turn around here, work at Walgreens, and go to school, raise three, four kids, all by herself. You say how she did it. Then you have sometimes on the male side, sometimes you say, man, I'm not working at that one job for no minimum wage, and therein lies a difference in the perspective of the woman, versus man. And we kind of have to change that script. We got to change that script. We have to learn from each other. If we can push our men up and then they become more stronger leaders, then we got something to gravitate towards there. And if we can put our women more on a pedestal and give them more of the proper entitlements that they deserve, then we can benefit from that. So we can flip the script, but it's going to take some effort on both of our parts to do just that. So today is not just another day, even though I like the way Too Short put it. He definitely had me bouncing with that. But now, with that said, there are going to be other discussions we're going to have that's going to kind of get really touchy, as far as the men versus women and what we feel like, hey, contributing factors to dividing up the family. But for the sake of today's conversation, we're just talking about changing the vibe of how we do our two different genders, and making it become, and trying to bring it into one unit, one cohesive unit. And the way to do that is to change again the rhythm of the rhyme. So hopefully we can start doing that today. And I'm asking you, I'm encouraging you, as Americans, as men, as women, I'm asking you to please get out there, change the vibe, change the way you comment the next email that you might encounter, the next mail that you might encounter, and let's try to lift each other up instead of tearing each other down. And we will see a change in the environment on the way the landscape of things. It's going to take some work. It's going to take a lot of practice. It's going to take a lot of hitting, and just doing it and doing it and doing it. It becomes a habit of regular society. And someone not doing that is not really part of what we're trying to do. And hopefully we can bring them on board as well. So through them leading by example. So if you'll do that for me today, I'll continue to try to bring great shows to you and great topics to you, and we'll continue to have great discussions. And in the meantime, don't forget, Roger started Nobodies, show for the Nobodies. Go to our page and make sure you leave your comments and your opinions and expressions and topics. And don't forget, we're going to be interviewing one of you soon. And don't forget, I also will be having that surprise coming, as I promised. Okay, you take care of yourself. This is Roger started Nobodies. I'm out of here. We'll talk to you later.